Hi guys, Andy from my dad. Different video today as I try and help a 25 handicapper with his short game and improve his short game IQ. Paul is a friend of the channel, but also outside the channel now as well. So we visited Derby Golf Club for a relaxing 18 holes, but he wanted a little advice on the short game. So I set the cameras up in the fantastic practice area at Derby Golf Club and just let them roll. For backstory, Paul tends to play a lot of golf on his own, which he enjoys. No official handicap, but he can shoot at times in the low 90s. Had not seen his short game before, but straight away I could see that he had a setup that is very common in people who struggle with their short game. Wide stance, ball too far back in the stance, very hand drivey with no club release. This gave him confidence to hit the ball, but would come out low with too much ball speed and little spin. So this short game conversation, I tried to get Paul to understand and use the bounce of the wedge for the first time in his golfing life and go over different situations in short game to use the 3 different parts of his wedge. And I have split this into 4 shorter videos which may or may not have a few bits in it that could help you also if you're struggling a little bit with your short game. So this is part 2 of the short game lesson, and we go over the chip and run basics plus explain how I implement distance control with the chip and run. So hope you enjoy and find it useful, guys. Alright mate, so let's move on to the chip and run. Never seen you hit the shot really, so hit me a couple and we'll see. Get yourself a nice lie what we're doing. So we'll just go to the far pin, not really matter about the pins, but show me how you'd play chip and run and we'll have a look. Just take a couple. I'm not going to say anything mate, just take a couple.
Wrong flag, but
yeah, go for that flag.
Alright, I'll go for first.
No, it don't matter, I'm just looking more at technique mate, so you just say a couple, I'm not going to say anything. So.
Lucky bounce.
Kicked him back in play, that row B, that was.
No, hit the ground first.
No, that's fine. Right, one more, then I'll show you a couple of things. So we've got 50 degree here, haven't we? So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a quick look then. So that's the first time I've seen you hit the chip and run. So in terms of setup's actually quite good. So if you set up to the ball again, so what I like, you want here, you want 1 club width at the back. You're going to flare your right foot out. And in terms of setup, I want the shoulders, to be fair, you don't have too much tilt. So ideally I want them flatter on there, but that's not too bad through from there. What we get from here then, we just got to get a little bit more rotation through from there. It stalls and then it stops. And what I see, I don't know, where do you feel, can you feel pressure in your feet when you're chipping? Where do you feel it?
I don't really, to be honest.
No, so what it looks like on there, it looks to me as you're coming through the ball, you've got a little bit of pressure coming through this.
Yeah.
And then from here, the bottom point behind the ball, you're arcing out through from here. So what we're going to move you to, I want this pressure point literally stacks there.
Okay.
This chest, centre of mass slightly ahead of the ball, and we are going to have a little bit of shaft lean on this one. But now I want this throughout the whole swing, the pressure, I want you to feel on here.
Okay.
The same release, so tricep on the chest and the chest turn. So just hit a couple just with that feel. And I want you to finish around the corner on the left. So keep that pressure point on the left side. Right, there you go. Ripped it already. Do you hear that crisp already?
Yeah.
So I think you've got to feel this pressure does not move. That was awesome, mate. First one. So this one will be, like I say, just ball, back of centre, perfect. So setup for you is good. It's this pivot point. Keep that pressure, it doesn't move. That's your pivot point. And a little, so you want to be hitting a little descending blow on this one. Rotate. Good. Yeah, I like that, mate. Then let me just have a look. I talked about a little pelvis thing earlier, but just, so get square, don't get open, try get square, in the 2 train tracks, then flare your right foot. So just got to, can we get you here, hands forward, shoulders. So for you, that's where we want the shoulders on there. He gets a little bit, if he gets here, that's when it's harder to find that low, because we want the low point for this one, because obviously when we're using the bounce on the shot before, we're using the bounce and we don't mind hitting before the ball.
Yeah.
If you hit the ball before now,
It's going to duff it
you're going to more duff. So we want a little descending blow. So I set up, it's a little bit of shaft lean. This is your pivot point. A lot better strike on them, isn't there? So, and then what I've mentioned off camera earlier, what you actually do really well. So we're talking the centre of mass in the pelvis. So we actually want this never to go down, which obviously you can't see in 3D on this, but it looks like you don't have much down. If this goes down, we start hitting the ground. So this, if we imagine the grape in the middle of the pelvis, as it goes back, it actually moves towards target. It moves back and it moves up. So you'll see the best chippers, this allows them to release the club. So if you imagine this in the middle, it goes back or towards target, back and up, never goes down. So I think the TPI, I saw one of the measurements one, so it actually lifted, so it just kept moving up. And what this allows to do, lets the club, and the feeling is that we're getting out of the way. So I'll show you a little drill in a second. So just imagine this goes target, back and up, middle of the pelvis. Get that nice, that's super spinning, that one. So there's actually one, try this one. So the feeling is, that was really good. So I want you to feel here that we're going to be jumping over here. So it goes over here.
Right.
So this is on your pelvis, how it wants to work.
Okay.
So have a little feel. So I want you to feel to jump that you're going to end up
Well, actually do it, yeah.
over here. Yeah, so as we're going to go through on here, so we're going to go this way. And obviously the pelvis, I want the pelvis working this way, not towards the ball. So it's, we're going to feel that you're going to end up. So I want you to end up over me. So you're pushing your right foot and you're going to land over here. That's the move. So that's the pelvis move on there. Which was your club? Is that one?
We'll find out when I set up.
Oh yeah, left hand right. So that's the actual feel, because as this comes through, it comes up, lets the club release, and we can control that low point. So just one club, don't get too wide. Yeah, don't worry about jumping in. Put one club width there. Not too wide on this one. Keep going, keep going. Too close together, close together. There you go. That's it. So a bit close to the ball. So the main thing for you, just get this pivot point. Good. Yeah, I love that strike, mate. Yeah, it's really good. And what you'll find, that you create really good space, so this pelvis never gets close to the ball, and it's nice that you get through, and it is actually coming up. So if you imagine that centre of mass, I want this to feel that it goes this way. Never goes down. Pelvis always comes up. Good. Really good, that, mate. So, really happy with that. Obviously, this will be one of the keys. And we're gonna do a little series, aren't we? Try and see how low we can get you to go over the summer. So this will be your basic one. So to control distance, then. So you've got your 50 there, aren't you? What would you normally chip and run with? Do you have a set club or pitching wedge?
Yeah, normally pitching wedge.
So what I'd like you to do then, it's different on these greens. So how I control it, once we dial in this tempo, so it's exactly the same tempo, I would use my gap wedge, my 9-iron, my 7-iron. So then if I use my gap wedge, it's going to land a half, roll out a half. 9-irons, I'm picking a third, it rolls out 2/3.
Yeah.
7-iron is land a quarter, roll 3/4. So if you can keep that technique, so what you got there? You got your 50?
Yeah, I've got 50.
What you got in your bag? Is it full?
Yeah, I've got 7 and 9 in there as well.
Cool. Check it on floor, mate. Yeah. So that's your 9. Right. So this is just a feel, but this is how I would try and play. So we're picking the spot. So obviously, if you've got the flag, for me, obviously there's not much green to work with on here, but I would be looking a third distance. So you're looking really, you want to land it on the green, but for what we're trying on here, I'll tell you what, let's move the ball a little bit closer. So we've got a bit better landing zone. Maybe a few balls. So on here, you'll see, so same release, same tempo, and we try and land the ball about here. So if we land it here, then hopefully the same tempo, it's going to roll roughly 2/3. So nothing changes, you don't have to force this. Same setup. Keep that pressure point all down your right hand side. Then you pick your landing zones, 2-3 foot on the green, nothing changes. Lovely. Yeah, press some balls. That's really good, that. So that's how I just cart to control the distance. So can you feel the landing zone? Can you get the landing zone? So now can you try to get it to land somewhere near my feet here? Same setup, nothing changes, just picture the landing zone. Very important to picture the shot. Setup's good. Good, really good that. See now, instead of just grabbing your pitching wedge, or which we can start looking if we got green to play with, get it rolling out. And if you try the same with your 7-iron, just move it a smidge closer. So same tempo again. So if you, try here, pitch again 2-3 foot onto the green. So nothing changes. So we obviously, this will be, for me, will be a quarter, 3/4, to get more technical, but just gives you an idea. So we're looking to land this somewhere around here. Try them. So pick your landing zone, picture your shot, same tempo. Okay, a little bit thin, that one.
Bit thin, that one.
Yeah. Not too much hand drive, get that chest rotating. But pivot point, always keep that pressure on your right side. Okay, let's try a couple. Let's have a look. Just keep that tricep on the chest. So lucky on the way back. Pressure on your right. And relax, don't drive it. Really. Good. Let's try again. Let's go. Let's go a little bit closer to the ball, a bit taller. That's it. A little bit shuffling, just a little bit. Shoulders level. Okay. Lovely. That's really good. So that's the landing zone bit there.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, so I think for you the key one here is just keeping this one, the ones where come
more weight on the right side, and
it never changes. So pressure and mass is different, but pressure point here. So we build a pivot line, and then that just pivots. So for you, it's through all this side, it's there. So I just feel like it's here, and then what it never does, it never moves onto your back foot, and that's where the bottoming out, coming out of. And you just want a nice little descending blow. So again, chest head the ball, slight shaft lean, rotate.
Is it better to have the grip further down, or
wherever you're comfortable with? Yeah, you might get a little bit, but you're going to get taller. So it'll feel weird because you're going to get taller, and you can get even a bit closer to the ball if you needed to. Just getting that rotation for you. Yeah, it's good, really good that.
That felt the best one, that one.
Yeah, you can see the spin on it as well. Yeah. So I mean that, to be fair, if you picture it there, that's landed a quarter where you want to go, and it's rolled out. Yeah. 3/4. So when we're looking to bring your scores down and shoot better scores, it's been, instead of going for the aerial shot, or before, like you said, you were just doing the driving with your probably pitching wedge every time. When you get a pitching wedge, boom. But no, so basic setup for theirs. That's really good, that mate. Let's have a look at. Have you got any questions? Any questions on there?
No.
That's cool. Let's have a look. We'll do a few specialist ones if you want.